most common thing you're likely to see of cowboy culture is, unfortunately, is cowboy clothes, which, despite the lack of cows, has spread all over the world. Let's start from the top to the bottom. So this is a cowboy hat. This is a more modern style, and it's straw. I wear straw hats only because it's hot. And you can see it's designed from the sun. Again, it comes mostly from Mexican culture from the start. A wide brim to keep the sun off of your face. Slightly curled edge, I don't know why. And this crown with a band, and a lot of people used to be quite popular to invest in a horsehair braided hat band, which I do not have. This is the basic, most common implement without which I guess people like me don't feel that they're properly dressed. Moving down to the neck, the neckerchief is something that's a basic piece that we call a bandana with this pattern on it. And traditionally they're made out of silk. That's so that they can keep your neck warm in the winter, use it to wet. You'll wet it in the summer to keep your neck cool. And also made out of thin material, so you can put it around your mouth to keep the dust away from you, or to rob a bank. The shirt, this is, I think most of these kinds of shirts, they came about in the 1930s to 1950s. You can't say this is like 1860s material, but it's what they call a cowboy shirt. These designs, I guess it's just design. I don't know what it's for. Maybe it came from pockets that used to be on jackets that had fringe to keep the rain off, and that they just borrowed that style. This is the belt. A cowboy belt is pretty much the very standard thing for us. This is a typical southwestern one. Usually got some sort of a Indian Navajo design or Hopi design to it. This belt here I braided myself, buck stitched myself. Levi's are an important part of cowboy culture, I guess, that spread worldwide. They originally made for miners, and out of this thick denim material that was durable, and it could be used for work clothes. You can see ads going back, I guess, but around the time of the Civil War, but if not before. People know this history much better than I do. Then the spurs. These are Mexican spurs. These are my dad's spurs. Everyone knows what spurs are for. They're not just cowboy culture, they're universal horse culture. You can see these rowels on the spurs are quite a bit more fancy and bigger, because they are, you have to deal with more wild horses and more wild stuff, I guess. These are chaps. I didn't put them on because I can't get them on anymore. These are, chaps are there to protect your legs. So if you're sitting a horseback, you've got a lot of brush coming on your legs. If you notice on the stirrups, there were things called tapaderos that kept the brush from getting stuck in your stirrups and around your boots. And then this goes down over the tapadero so that you keep all the stickers and brush that we saw at the beginning from ripping up your legs. And then finally, at the bottom of every cowboy is his boots. These are old boots belonging to my dad. They're a little bit shrunken up, but I like them because they're nice and tall. I don't wear tall boots that often myself. They're too hot. The tall boots, of course, are there, and these holes are there to pull them on. They have to fit tight. Tall boots are there to keep you from getting snake bit by snakes. The high heel is there because it fits better in the stirrup, and the pointy toe for a similar reason. Mine here, as you can see, have a shelf here for a spur, and these don't. It's not obligatory. And again, this is a design that you see coming from Mexico, but which has been perfected. A lot of people tell you that they cripple you up, and they're probably true. Probably it's true. Then I guess the last thing that's worth talking about is the arms. I guess every cowboy is supposed to be well armed. Of course, you don't need them all the time. This is a 7.65. What is this? Smith & Wesson. It belonged to my uncle. A powerful weapon that is only good for shooting somebody in the belly, I think. But they're what we see in the Western films and what people wore, though not historically. There are two ways to wear these pistols. You could either wear it like this with the pistol on the hip here, so drawing it like this to from the right, or you could wear it backwards. I'll just flip it around. And this was called border style, where they took the pistol like this and it could be more quickly drawn like that. And but much more often used than a pistol, though we carry pistols sometimes for snakes, is a rifle. And we use our rifles almost exclusively for hunting, though occasionally you may have to shoot something rabid or something sick or dead. Something sick or shoot something dead, something sick, I suppose. This was my great-grandfather's rifle. This is a 30-40 Winchester. It was the standard U.S. issue to lots of soldiers around the border country. It's a fantastic rifle, great for any big game, and as you can see, they're compact, powerful, and a surefire hit. It's really a remarkable weapon. One testament to it is this great photograph of the Arizona Rangers, taken in Bisbee, Arizona. As you can see, this was the general issue rifle for the Arizona Rangers. Though we use it now and then to hunt with, we mostly keep it on the wall. So, like I said, this is a highly personal and, I would say, probably completely modest introduction to what we consider to be cowboy culture. As I said, it's a culture that's special to this region. It's a culture that is full of myth and braggadocio and actually quite a bit of nonsense. But it still has its authentic life, and something that, like a person like me who no longer lives anything like a cowboy's life, carries with him as part of his heritage and part of his upbringing, or that few that still live in this rough country and still live off this rough country call their way of life as a living and active part of our history. Thank you.